Hey everybody, it's Sean. Welcome back to another Yankey 420 show. The goal of this show is to see marijuana legalized in all 50 states. And the way that we're going to try and help with that is to educate people on the many benefits of marijuana. I believe that marijuana is a miracle and a gift from God for the benefit of all humanity. And I want to see us get to the point where we're actually treating it that way, treating it as the miracle that it really is. This plant is amazing. It does much more than just get you high. And as an example, I found an article on Business Insider, and it's the 21 benefits of medical marijuana. And I'm just going to go through some of these. Marijuana can be used to treat glaucoma. Marijuana decreases the pressure inside the eye, according to the National Eye Institute. Studies in the early 70s show that marijuana, when smoked, lowered intraocular pressure in people with normal pressure and those with glaucoma, though they still said that pharmaceutical drugs were more effective. The effects of the drug may slow the progression of the disease, preventing blindness. It may also help reverse the carcinogenic effects of tobacco and improve your lung health. There's a fair amount of evidence that marijuana does no harm to the lungs unless you also smoke tobacco. And one study published in the Journal of American Medical Association found that marijuana not only doesn't impair lung function, it may even increase lung capacity. Researchers looking for risk factors of heart disease tested the lung function of over 5,000 young adults over the course of 20 years. Tobacco smokers lost lung function over time, but pot users actually showed an increase in lung capacity. It can also help control epileptic seizures. Marijuana can prevent epileptic seizures in rats. In, Marijuana use can prevent epileptic seizures in rats. Marijuana use can prevent epileptic seizures in rats, a 2003 study showed. Robert DeLorenzo of Virginia Commonwealth University gave marijuana extract and synthetic marijuana to epileptic rats. The drug rid the rats of the seizures for about 10 hours. Cannabinoids like the active ingredient in marijuana, THC, control seizures by binding to the brain cells responsible for controlling excitability and regulating relaxation. It also decreases the symptoms of a severe seizure disorder known as Dravet syndrome. A chemical found in marijuana stops cancer cells from spreading in the lab. Yes, you heard that right. CBD may also help prevent cancer from spreading. Cannabis oil stops cancer by turning off a gene called ID1. The study, published in the journal Molecular Cancer Therapeutics, found cancer cells make more copies of this gene than non-cancerous cells, and it helps them spread through the body. Researchers studied breast cancer cells in the lab that had high expression levels of ID1 and treated them with cannabis oil. After treatments, the cells had decreased ID1 expression and were less aggressive spreaders. But beware, these are studies on cancer cells in the lab, not on cancer patients. It decreases anxiety. Medical marijuana users claim the drug helps relieve pain and suppress nausea, the two main reasons it's often used to relieve the side effects of chemotherapy. But in 2010, researchers at Harvard Medical School suggested that some of the drug's benefits may actually be from reduced anxiety, which would improve the smoker's mood and act as a sedative in low doses. Marijuana may be able to slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease, a study led by Kim Janda of the Scripps Research Institute suggests. In the 2006 study published in the journal Molecular Pharmaceutics, they found that THC, the active chemical in marijuana, slows the formation of amyloid plaques by blocking the enzyme in the brain that makes them. These plaques seem to be what kill brain cells and potentially cause Alzheimer's. A synthetic mixture of CBD and THC seemed to preserve memory in a mouse model of Alzheimer's disease. Another study suggested that in population-based studies, a THC-based prescription drug called dronabinol was able to reduce behavioral disturbance in dementia patients. And then we're going to close out here. We've got 21 of these. There are 21 items on this list, but I don't want to go on forever. I'm only going to do a few more, and we're going to touch on this more in future episodes. This plant is incredibly useful, and it is so terrible that it is kept from so many people that it could help. Here's a few more. The drug eases the pain of multiple sclerosis. Marijuana may ease painful symptoms of multiple sclerosis. A study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal in May suggests. Jody Corey Bloom studied 30 multiple sclerosis patients with painful contractions in their muscles. These patients didn't respond to other treatments, but after smoking marijuana for a few days, they reported they were in less pain. The THC in the pot binds to receptors in the nerves and muscles to relieve pain. Other studies suggest that the chemical also helps control the muscle spasms. It also lessens the side effects from treating hepatitis C and increases treatment effectiveness. Treatment for hep C infection is harsh. Negative side effects include fatigue, nausea, muscle aches, loss of appetite, and depression, and last for months. Many people aren't able to finish their treatment because of the side effects. But pot to the rescue. A 2006 study in the European Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology found that 86% of patients using marijuana successfully completed their hep C therapy, while only 29% of non-smokers completed their treatment, because the marijuana helps lessen the treatment's side effects. Marijuana also seems to improve the treatment's effectiveness. 54% of hep C patients smoking marijuana got their viral levels low and kept them low, in comparison to only 8% of non-smokers. It also relieves arthritis discomfort. Marijuana alleviates pain, reduces inflammation, and promotes sleep, which may help relieve pain and discomfort for people with rheumatoid arthritis. Medical marijuana is also being used to treat the autoimmune disease systemic lupus erythematosus, which is when the body starts attacking itself for some unknown. Medical marijuana is also being used to treat the autoimmune disease systemic lupus erythematosus, which is a very hard word to say, but it is when the body starts attacking itself for some unknown reason. Both THC and CBD have anti-inflammatory properties, which may be how cannabis helps deal with symptoms of lupus and arthritis. The rest of the positive impact of the marijuana is probably from the effects of pain and nausea. And then we'll close out here, and we'll get to more of these later. As I said, there's tons of benefits of this plant. I'm only touching on a fraction of them today, because I want this to be a recurring show where we try to educate people on what marijuana can do for you other than getting you high. And just as a side note there, yes, marijuana can get you high, and it can make you like Cheech and Chong, or Harold and Kumar, or whatever stoner pair you want to throw at me, from Pineapple Express to Cheech and Chong, wherever you want to go. You can do that. It takes a massive amount of weed to do it, way more than the regular person is going to be able to afford to spend on weed. In order to stay in a state like that, like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, there's just no sustainability for that, for one. You don't have to worry about that. It's not as easy as me going down to the corner store and getting a fifth of vodka every day. I could do that every day, but I can't afford to buy enough weed to make me like Cheech and Chong every day. That's just ridiculous. Most people that smoke marijuana only smoke it to a certain level just to function. To be able to function better in life, whether you have PTSD, depression, anxiety, it helps you be able to function and live like a normal person. It's very different from alcohol. The intoxication from marijuana is nowhere near the intoxication from alcohol. The intoxication levels that you can reach with alcohol are dangerous. I don't think anybody disputes that. You really can't get to that level on marijuana. It takes a lot of effort to get yourself messed up on marijuana. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of marijuana. And also, it's impossible to overdose on, which is not true of cigarettes or of alcohol. You can easily get alcohol poisoning. You cannot overdose on marijuana. Marijuana is harmless. So, as you can see, marijuana is a highly beneficial plant. And it's a plant that everyone should have access to. It should be legal for everyone to enjoy the benefits of this plant. And it's our job to spread truth and knowledge about marijuana, to kill the stigma created by your reefer madness movements and all the propaganda trying to present cannabis in a negative light, when really it's one of the most positive things on the planet. It has thousands of uses and should be legal for everyone to grow on their own and to have and to treat themselves with. So thank you for tuning in to Yankey 420. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope there was some information there that you didn't know before. And I hope I'll see you again next time on the next episode of Yankey 420. Please share this video to raise awareness and to help teach people about the benefits of marijuana. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications when we make a new video. See you next time.